Hello students, this is a clarification video on the strategy portfolio assignment. So again, you will be choosing 6 strategies and choosing one strategy to create a lesson and a video modeling you with students and really engaging in the process of teaching this strategy to students. And so you may want to have a perspective where you can't see students' faces, or you have parent permission to be able to video students. So that's completely up to you and how you want to engage in that process. Some people have created the video where the camera was mostly facing the teacher, or you could set up some type of scenario where you would have pretend students and you were modeling your video. So you're going to engage in creating 6 lesson plans, 6 strategy-based lesson plans, and the plans are very brief, and typically people will include their video either in a Google Doc, right, so that it embeds right in that place, and typically people have their reflection posted right in their strategy booklet, so it really looks more like a booklet. And you can actually see their anchor charts within that little booklet, so as they're sharing these lesson plans, right, it sort of all simultaneously fits together. And I would advocate for you to try to think of some strategies you might want to integrate into your own classroom so they're really beneficial to you and the students sitting in front of you. So some of you are working with students with various needs, right? So some of you might be working with older students who are really performing at a very low level, perhaps in a substantially separate classroom, right? So grade really doesn't matter, because if you use your assessment data, you know what students might need next, and you're going to be creating your strategies based on the students sitting in front of you. So based on your unique needs, you can still choose strategies that might be appropriate for students. So they might not completely correlate with the Common Core grade level standards based on the students sitting in front of you, because some of you have students with really separate needs. So you're going to want to think about how you document that, right? So for me personally, right, if I were your administrator, I would want to know that you were citing specific goals for students and that you were working to address those goals. So if students are performing at a 3rd grade level and you've assessed that those are their needs, even though it might be a high school learner, you would be citing some of those expectations that are within the Common Core within 3rd grade, right? So that's very unique, but a lot of times in special education, that's sort of where we are. So we're trying to teach into skills that are not grade level specific, but they're more goals identified perhaps in students' individualized education plans. So it's up to you how you cite that. You might just want to put a note in your strategy portfolio, just identifying why you're working on these specific standards for the students sitting in front of you. So I wanted to take a minute to share with you an example. So this is one way that you could engage with this particular task, right? So notice this student put a table of contents, right? And so this was actually done during the pandemic. So there's not an actual student and teaching happening, because that wasn't available to us during the portion of this assignment. But notice how she basically notes and cites where she got the strategy from. Some of you may be getting the strategies from our textbook. Some of you may be getting them from other resources. So you just want to note where you got the information from. So notice the strategy is listed. There's some type of citation. Typically, some standards are listed, and there is. So she actually took the lesson plan and put it more in a narrative way. So she just modified how she chose to present the information, but still had everything that she needed in order to have a complete lesson plan. She put the steps in the process of the work that she was going to engage in with the student, And then notice strategically the anchor chart, right? So what are students going to be referring to? Like, what's that other teacher in the room? So you may do this on a smartboard. You may do this digitally. So you may take a screenshot of it. You may put it and then add it to your strategy portfolio. However you choose to present the information is up to you, right? As long as you've documented where that comes from. Then what she'll be using for an assessment, and then her reflection on the process. So you'll notice that the reflection is very brief, right? Because she really didn't engage in this particular process. So 3 of your 6 strategies you need to engage with students, and only 1 of them needs a video, and out of the 6, only 3 need a reflection with them. So remember, you have 6 strategies, 1 video, and 3 reflections on how did that go when you engage your strategies with students. And then notice she just goes on to strategy 2, right? So she takes each one separately and she puts them together, right? So these are strategies. This is the same format you may choose to use or may not choose to use. I just like to provide you with an example so that in case you have questions on what this could look like, you have something available to you. As always, please email me if I can clarify information further for you.